Hello all. Today we are going to discuss about the duplicated characters to be displayed. So it can be about displaying the duplicated characters and displaying the duplicated words. So first, finding the duplicated words, characters. Here I have given the string A, that is a variable is initiated with the data as automation. So by seeing this, we can say that how many words are repeated. So the repeated words are A, then T. So A and T is the repeated one, and of course O is also repeated. So the output should be A, T, and then O. So for that, as because I'm going to increment the count, I have to use a temporary variable count. So I'm using count as a temporary variable. So int count is equal to 0. And it is a string. So this has to be converted into a character array. So if I'm using all the letters in either capital or a sentence case letters, then I have to use to convert to lowercase letters also. But here I have given only small letters or lowercase letters. So I did not use to conversion of two lowercase letters. So converting the string into character by using character array. So now I am using another variable called b, and then a to be converted to character array. So I have converted into a sequence of letters a comma u comma t comma o. So just like that, it is in an array now. Now it has to be applied in a loop because I have to compare each and every letter with the nearby letter. I have to compare A with U, A with T, A with O, A with M, A with A with T, A with I, A with O, and A with N. So this comparison has to be done for each and every loop. And next loop, U will be compared with all the values. When both are same, when both the letters are same, so it will be incremented. The count will be incremented. And that will be stored in the value of B of C. So that is why I have given this particular sequence of two for loops, and the comparison is done here, and the incrementing process is also done here. So here I have initiated with the integer variable I, which is going from b dot length to I plus plus. So next one is int j is equal to I plus 1, because when I is equal to a, j will be equal to u. So a and u will be compared. So how we have to compare is we have to use if condition. So if condition, and there should not be any space also. So for that I'm giving the 0 value. So here again up to b dot length it has to compare. So now here we have started comparing with a and u. So here a and u is, if it is equal, then the count will be incremented. But if a and u is not equal, then it will be going out of the loop. So going out of the loop, and only if the count is greater than 10, so it will be stored in b of I. If the count is not equal to 1, or if it is not greater than 1, then it will not be going for b of I. That is only if it is, if the two words or the two letters are same, the count will be incremented. And if the count is incremented, that particular letter will be stored in b of I. So this is the procedure or the process of this program. So here A will be compared with U, as it is not equal to U. So it will be coming out of the loop. And again it goes for T. So it will be coming out of the loop. Again A is equal to 0, and M up to M, it will be coming out of the loop without counting. And when A is equal to A here, it starts counting. Already count is equal to 1, and now here count becomes 2. So now when count becomes 2, we have to check for this loop. It can come for this loop. Then if count is greater than 1 and it is not equal to any space, then it will be stored in the B of I. So B of I will be having A now. And with that, as because it is an array, it will be having A, right? And then A with T is compared, A with I is compared, A with O is compared, and A with N is compared, and everything is not equal, so it will be coming out of the loop. And next it comes for U. So U will be compared with all these values. So here there is no U again, so it will not be, the count will not be incremented. And then for T it will be incremented, as because there is a presence of T in two places. At that time, T will be equal. It's B of I and B of J will be equal. At that time, the count will increment by 3. So if it increment by 3, here it becomes count as greater than 1. Yes, it is 3 and there is no space. This B of I will be storing the um, T with it. So then after comparing the T, then it goes for O. O will be compared with all the values again. So again, if you want to compare, and we can see that B of I and B of J will be equal for these places. In this also place O is there and here also O is there. So at that time, again the count will be incremented here for 4. So at that time, again it will come out of the loop. The count is greater than 1 and therefore here the O is also stored. So this incremented values will be given to the array to store the output values. So this is how the duplicated characters are stored in the array variable. So here we can check that A, T and O are the duplicated variables, duplicated characters. So this is the output of this automation input which we have given. A, T and O are repeated. The same thing can be applicable for checking the words. When we check the words like or a set of strings, so when we compare it, we know that we have to split it. As if it is going to be a group, we have to split the strings. On what basis we are going to split the strings is on the basis of spaces. If it has space, then we can split it. So already I have told that if we are giving an input in capital letters or a sentence case letters, that is mixed letters, then we have to use two lowercase. So I'm using a dot two lowercase and I can increment because we have to move from one to another, because based upon the count only the array variables getting stored. So string words is equal to a dot split, splitting the string in what basis? In the basis of space. So we have splitted the words. And again the same thing, we are comparing the word length. So it is the word and the words dot length is compared, and each and every time the first one will be having the first word. So that is ONE will be compared with the next one. The J plus 1 is 2, TWO2. So each and every time when it is 1, because I is equal to 0, so at that time it will, the 1 will be there. When J, it is I plus 1, so it will be having 2. So when 1 and 2 is equal, so here at this place 1 will be here. Whereas in J, here 2 will be present, as because j is equal to I plus 1. So the second index will be stored. So here we have splitted the words based upon the arrays. So arrays will be having as a words only, not as a characters or a letters. So now it will be comparing with the words of I and whether it is equals words of j. So if it is equal, then the count will be incremented. So here, if the count is incremented, then again it goes for the loop, as if the count is greater than 1, the words will be stored here in the words of I. Whereas here it should not be equal to the space also. It should not have any space in between, because already we have split only based upon the space. So there should not be any space. So here in this condition 1 and 2 is not equal. So it will come out of the loop, and this condition is also not satisfied because it will not be incrementing here, because count will be equal to 1 but it will not be equal to 2, as because it is not incremented. So now it comes and checks for this loop, and here as because it is not greater than 1, it goes out of this loop again. Then it goes for int I is equal to 1. So here at that time, it becomes, so again it is 1 and j is equal to 3. So it goes and check for 3. Now this one is for 3. So again it is not equal. So it comes out of this loop, and for the next if loop also it comes out, and it goes for the last one, the last array. What is that? It is 1 again. So now here again it is 1. So when it compares, this count will be incremented by 2. So now here, as because the count is incremented, here it comes for counting the loop. Yes, it is greater than 1, and the word is not having any space also. Therefore, here it stores 1. This 1 is the particular array which is repeated already. So now again we can use, we can go for the first ith for loop. So now it goes for I is equal to 1. So I is equal to 1 is 2. Now 2 will be compared with again 3, 1 and then 2. So again it will be incrementing from I plus 1. So each and we know that here only 1 is repeated again. There is no other repetition. So we have to check for the J loop completely first, and then only after completing the J loop only, the I loop will be incremented at last. So we can see that the duplicated word is 1. So this is how we can find or display the duplicated words or duplicated characters. Thank you.